Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to, well, what is a very, very sunny Yorkshire. We're here for these guys' demo day. So Manitou have been doing a roadshow all around the country, showing off their machines. They're now up in, well, we're here in Laban, courtesy of Russell's dealership, which is just over there. So basically, we've come for a nosy, David. We've come to see what you're touting, basically.
Well, you're welcome. Well, welcome here.
Well, yeah, that's it. You've got a fair old lineup. Looks like pretty much most of your ag telehandler range is represented. So, I mean, for a start off, just tell us about the Roadshow. What's been going on?
Well, basically, the Roadshow, we came up with the idea of the Roadshow last year to sort of get out and about, show all of our kit off, get around the various dealerships. So, we've actually been, so far, we've been to 18 different dealerships, different locations around the country. We've been sort of going down that east coast so far. So, we started in Aberdeen. Been all the way down to Exeter.
Wow.
And then we've come all the way back up now into North Yorkshire, and then we're heading down the east side of the country. So all in all, we've got 30 different locations we're sort of heading to with our dealers, different depots, different parts of the country. And the idea is sort of take all of our agricultural telehandlers, take the range, take those machines there, let customers see them, do some training with our dealer network as well. Well, having that range of machines, as we've got a few examples here, just lets everyone sort of come, have a look, get on the machines if they want to have a drive, come and ask various questions, and just physically get involved.
That's it, just proper bums in seat time, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Best way of selling.
It is, yeah, it is. And we've all kind of been sort of kept indoors the last 12 months, and we thought, right, let's actually get out there. We're doing less shows. There's less shows for people to actually come and actually go to anyway.
Yeah.
So this is just a really good opportunity, localised events.
Right, so the range you're showing off, I mean, what have we got today? Just explain some of your models.
We've got the full agricultural range. So we start off at the back over there with our sort of compact range of the MLT 420.
The little rocket.
Little machine, yeah. To be honest, that's actually been one of the most popular machines that we actually have on the Roadshow. It's just something different. People just like, you know, they are looking at either a second machine on farm, something so compact, something that'll do everything. You know, if your main machine breaks down, it would technically take over and still feed the cows. And then we've got some nice updates that have also come on our sort of bread and butter machines, the MLT 630 and 635, that mid sort of category size. Some good updates with stage 5 on there. And then we've also been showcasing our, what we call a new XL range. So we've got the 841 behind you. But yeah, big high capacity, sort of high demanding machine really as well. So it's been a good mixture of machines that we've got for everyone to kind of see, and also a completely mixture of transmissions, and you know, for people to come and have a look.
I can see you're doing a bit of all sorts these days.
We are, to be honest, yeah. I mean, a lot of our compact stuff all seems to be on hydrostatics, just a pretty basic hydrostatic, but the sort of the mid-range 6-7 meters, I mean, you've got the choice basically of either a torque converter or a hydrostatic, and we are finding quite a mixed feedback from customers as to which one they prefer. You know, certain jobs suit a hydrostatic really well. Certain jobs and certain customers just prefer an out-and-out power shift. So we have both available now across the board in most sizes of machines. So it's good for, you know, customers to come and have a play on the one that they don't have maybe. So see what it's like, because there's advantages for both as well. So.
Yeah, well that's it. Some of them might be missing out on something and they don't just quite know it yet.
Exactly.
So, I mean, before we start focusing on a couple of these machines, I mean, just talk us generically through what's come with Stage 5, because as ever, we all tractors and whatnot.
Exactly. The majority of the change is obviously engine-wise. So we've stuck with Deutz engine on our 6 and 7 metres. Still a 3.6 litre. The 630 model in the background now, we've now increased that horsepower from 101 to 160. So that's 15% more power on a compact 6 metre 3-tonne chassis. So hopefully people will see the benefit of that extra power. The bigger machines, there's no real difference actually in horsepower, but obviously it's a DPF filter with AdBlue system as well. So part of that engine, obviously we've got to have a regeneration process, and we've implemented in the dashboard a countdown timer for the next time to regen.
Yeah, so it's not a surprise then.
It's not a surprise. You can go in the dashboard and actually see when the next one's due, and that's also communicated via telematics, so the dealer knows and also can make a phone call if the regen is required. The good thing with Deutz engine is they don't require a regen before 400 hours from the last regen.
All right.
And the advice is, and how we're finding it, is if you just do a regen every 500 hours on a service, that's really when you will only ever expect one. Other changes we've got on that sort of models, really, there's a couple of bit of refinements inside the cab. So we've now got a courtesy light underneath the door. So we have our easy step cab cutaway threshold on the cab door. So we've got a courtesy light now that just illuminates that floor and the step, just to sort of make it a bit safer getting in. We've got a cup holder. Believe it or not, we've not had a cup holder and we've had a bit of stick for not having one. So we now have a cup holder inside the cab. And a few other little bits and pieces actually in the dashboard, a few modifications. Major change I would say across the board on those units is on the joystick. Probably 18 months ago we introduced like an activation button.
Like a consent button
like
sort
a
of thing.
consent button. It was a round blue button on the front of the joystick and you had to press it to activate the joystick every time. It worked okay, but for some people it was just a bit of an annoyance sometimes, maybe to constantly keep pressing it. So we've now replaced that button with actually like we call it a capacitive sensor. So it just senses that your hand is on the joystick.
It knows you're there.
Knows you're there. You're not actually having to press a button. And another little change really is on our V Plus 741 model. We've taken the opportunity to actually upgrade the hydrostatic transmission in that machine. And that now has the same transmission as our MLA product, which is a Dana Spicer gearbox. Previously we had a ZF gearbox, and we've gone to Dana Spicer, which is better known for us. We use it in the MLA, we use it in the MLT 961, and it's just we can maybe program it a bit better, a bit smoother. And that, having that transmission as well, has allowed us to introduce a automatic revving joystick as well, which is on the V Plus models as standard. So as soon as you operate the joystick, pull the joystick forward and backwards, it will automatically rev the engine. And any function you do, the more functions you introduce, the higher the engine RPM
the more it
goes,
gives you, the more stick you give it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's completely independent of travel speed as well, so your machine's not taking off.
Right.
So you just physically control your travel speed on your foot pedal.
Yeah.
And you actually just then control your boom speed on your
clever
joystick.
Stuff.
So.
And then in terms of like other stage 5 bits and bobs with the bigger wads, is there anything else that's come along as well before we get stuck into some detail?
Main thing, well, on the new Ag XL, that is a new lineup with stage 5 as a starting point. We've got new engines in there, so we're now on that 841. We've introduced a Yanmar engine, which is the first time we've been using that size of engine in this size of machine. So that's something new for us, but it's given us some very good torque characteristics. So the Dulux engine we're running, the smaller models, runs at about 500 Newton meters. The Yanmar in the 841 runs at 600. So it's quite a jump, and it's noticeable actually to get the machine on the road. Yeah, it has some grunt, but you can see it's a long stroke engine. It's quite a deep sort of motor.
Yeah. Sounds right. Well, that is a cracking overview. So I think we'll get stuck into one or two of these models now and just we'll get a bit more detail.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Good stuff.